This has to be the biggest spilling the beans session at the Madlanga Commission since General Mchunu'S took the stand. Advocate Ramsamy left even Justice Madlanga speechless as she revealed what allegedly happened behind closed doors, and somehow the names of DAMP Ian Cameron, Action SAMP Deraline James, Fadil Adams, National Commissioner Fanny Masemola, and the biggest thug, Senzo Mchunu, entered the same explosive story. Grab your popcorn, because I have prepared the testimony exactly as it unfolded, nothing diluted and nothing hidden. Please smash the like button. Thank you.
The briefing and the instruction, or what was the word? It was briefed and deployed. It was rather instructed and screamed at.
Okay. So that is where, so when you say in your note on page 3 of file 10, the Action SA lady coming for this, it's referring to that that is set out in the presentation.
Correct.
Okay. And was there any further information? Did you know what evidence, documentary evidence she had and where she had obtained that evidence?
I was informed in the meeting that Ms. James also received an envelope under the door with top secret documentation and confidential documents and information about these things.
An information note?
And an information note, yeah.
And the documentary evidence that she had received that was also slipped under her door related to this aspect only, or was there something else that it related to as well?
If I may just clarify, Ms. James never came to IDAC. She did not, I was asked to wait until at least, I think it was 5:30 or 6 o'clock. And then I went home, showered, and then I had to come back for the forklift witness. So she didn't answer Mr. Perumal's calls, and she did not come through. But later on, if I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere in February or early March.
Yes, that's also some of the documentation that must still be disclosed. Yes.
Mr. Perumal sends me a WhatsApp. It's a very concerning WhatsApp because it is marked top secret on the top, and it is the security risk and assessment of Mr. Ian Cameron. The message below that, and it's both pages, that was sent to me via WhatsApp. And the second paragraph, or the typed paragraph on that is, it makes sense why the Action SA lady didn't come. I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me.
Yes, we will deal with this aspect in full, Chair, once the documentation is available, and I can foresee that there's potentially a further statement that will be required, but for now we can just deal with it on this level because there are some serious aspects flowing from that. It's part of a message that you sent to Advocate Johnson about the Nkabinde matter at the top at 12:59. You say there's also links on cell phone records between Nkab and James, who's James. You don't have to say it if it's
No, he's a well-known former general or lieutenant general of SAPS. It is James Ramanjulam. Okay. Yeah. He just finished serving a 5-year sentence after a plea agreement between the IDAC and himself.
Okay. And you say, so there's records between Mr. Nkabinde and James, and we will need to obtain those records from Sunil as well.
Correct.
And this is all part of part of fact-finding, fact-gathering in respect of Mr. Nkabinde.
Correct, on the instructions of Advocate Johnson.
No investigation authorized as yet?
No, there was nothing.
Okay.
Where Mr. Chabalala says that a standalone prosecution can ensue, it's a standalone prosecution of Mr. Nkabinde.
Correct.
That he's talking about.
Correct.
And the prosecution would be for what, as you understood it here?
Based on what I had been told at that point, Mr. Nkabinde is linked to receiving a large sum of money for the purposes of clothing from a service provider that IPID was investigating.
Whilst he was still at IPID?
While he was still at IPID.
Okay.
And the other link where I speak about James Ramanjulam is that there is cell phone records between the accused and Mr. Nkabinde, and there was an investigation that was being dealt with by both DPCI and IPID with regards to that procurement irregularities, and both those matters are in court.
Okay, thank you.
Did the report also reveal that he received an OD and some cash paid for by this person that was being investigated by IPID?
Correct. The report did indicate about the Audi. It also spoke about how the Audi was collected and for what period it was used, and the cash. And the cash link was based on the withdrawal of the service provider and the cell phone tower, and the phone calls between those parties.
So at this point, has there been a referral or complaint to IDEC about Mr. Nkabinde?
No.
There isn't at this point.
There's nothing formal. It's just instructions from Advocate Johnson that we must gather the information that we have of criminality.
And it all comes after her meeting with the minister where she said Nkabinde gave her heebie-jeebies.
Correct. I do believe there's more to what transpired between the two of them. I'm not aware of it.
Okay, thank you.
Then just to continue with that 242, Advocate Johnson then responds at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock. I'm shocked. He's the staff officer of the Minister.
I'm shook.
I'm shook. He is the staff officer of the Min of Police. Can you what damage he can do with all the information, etc., he gets from the office? 1338, afternoon, Advocate Johnson. I spoke to Tilas about the links and the evidence regarding C in Cub.
That is a reference to Mr. Nkabinde, and Tilas is Advocate Shabalala.
Correct. Peter White has a comprehensive report on the links on various matters, cell phone records, and vehicle provided to him being Mr. Nkabinde.
And who's Peter White?
He's a data analyst.
Within IDEC?
He previously was within IDEC on contract basis. He's now a service provider.
Okay.
Rapesu has provided the transcripts of the court case and judgment. I will await your instructions on obtaining the report providing same to your office.
What report are you referring to here?
The Peter White report, because Advocate Johnson had instructed me to speak to Tilas and find out what evidence against Mr. Nkabinde was at hand, and that is why I'm informing her that Mr. White has a comprehensive report.
Okay, and then there's a response from Advocate Johnson.
Please obtain report. Just met the minister now. Need to put together ASAP. I reply, noted, thank you.
Okay, and you wanted to refer to this exchange in response to a question about from the chair whether the only reason for the inquiry by Advocate Johnson was because Mr. Nkabinde made her feel uncomfortable, and you said you thought that there was a different reason and referred us to this. So can you tell us why you say so and why this is relevant?
My understanding or observation of this is that if she's saying to me, just met the minister now, need to put this together ASAP, obviously the minister is also or happy or approving that Mr. Nkabinde must be investigated, charged, and...
Well, at that stage, there's nothing suggesting that he must be charged. She's just gathering information at the time.
If I may just put it as to how I understood it in the meeting on the 22nd of January. I want something on this guy.
Meaning what in your speak?
In my head, Advocate Johnson wanted dirt on Mr. Nkabinde, and she wanted to charge him.
And your reference, so are you suggesting that at the meeting, either on the 20th or the 21st, at the minister's residence, that was when the minister and Advocate Johnson discussed Mr. Nkabinde?
I assumed it to be so because of the way Advocate Johnson was pushing for the information, even on the 23rd, and then she said she spoke to the minister, we must move ASAP. The other aspect of the 22nd of January 2025 meeting that made me alert to the fact that the meetings with the minister were common or regular was that she said, Advocate Johnson said to the team, the minister wants to clean up SAPS. He wants us to help him clean up SAPS. Crime intelligence in specifically.
Let me just take you back on digging up dirt on Mr. Nkabinde. From where I'm sitting, that's not the only inference that one could have drawn. What if perhaps the minister wanted his mind put at ease? Say, for example, just make sure that what I've heard about Mr. Nkabinde is in fact not true. And if that were the case, then his mind would be put at rest. I
could agree that that's a possibility.
Yes, I'm asking it in the light of what Ms. Sigels-Ncube raised with you, which is there was no charge or what, I've forgotten the language, yeah. That too is a possible inference under the circumstances.
It could be a possible inference, but the manner in which it was said to me, I knew already because I was in the environment and I could read the room. But also the urgency on the 23rd, but then my evidence will further show that I was getting pressure to do a 28 to investigate standalone against Mr. Nkabinde.
Yes, my question was specifically at that stage, there was, that could have been a possibility, that it wasn't just, because there were no charges yet. Advocate Johnson didn't say we need to charge him. She just wanted the information. Paragraph 5.
Mr. Perumal informed me that the witness had been flown to the Eastern Cape by the Minister of Police, Minister Mchunu'S, in order for Mr. Perumal to consult with the witness.
What was your understanding of this? Did you understand it to mean that Minister Mchunu'S had paid the airfare? If not, what was your understanding?
My understanding is that all arrangements were made by Mr. Mchunu'S or Minister Mchunu'S for this witness to consult with Mr. Perumal in Eastern Cape.
My focus is on flown. What did you understand that to mean?
I had assumed that the minister's office had paid for, because I had later met this witness and he would not have been of financial means to have flown himself to Eastern Cape.
All right, thank you.
And this witness was coming from Pretoria?
Correct, from the vetting department of crime intelligence.
Thank you.
The procurement department.
Procurement department, thank you.
Is this the witness that you refer to as the forklift witness?
Correct.
Okay. So maybe we should just then refer to it as the forklift witness. Yes.
I'll do that.
I think we do refer to it later on as the forklift witness, but for convenience now you can start referring to the person.
Well, thank you.
Okay. It seems strange to me.
It seems strange to me that Minister Mchunu'S would be involved in this investigation, but Mr. Perumal did not offer any further details regarding Mr. Mchunu'S involvement in the investigation. Mr. Perumal told me that this witness was relevant for the procurement of the forklift by crime intelligence.
Was this the first time that you you become aware of, through Mr. Perumal or any other person, of Minister Mchunu'S involvement in the work that you are doing here relating to crime intelligence?
Advocate Johnson said that the National Commissioner, General Masiamula, should not be informed of the investigation. She said the National Commissioner would appear at the Portfolio Committee on Policing soon, and we should let him lie at the Portfolio Committee. I assume this was because IDAC was engaged in discussions with the members of the Portfolio Committee on Policing who would know about certain aspects of the investigation. General Masiamula, unaware of the investigations, would then presumably be caught in a lie.
Okay, can I just ask you, so when the committee members, the members of the Portfolio Committee on Policing that we know so far would be Mr. Adams, Ms. James, and Mr. Cameron?
Correct.
And I just want to refer you to page 2820, which is in file 7, which is an affidavit by Mr. Ian Cameron. You let me know once you have it. Page 2820.
Thank you.
It's an affidavit by Mr. Ian Cameron, and if you go to page 2820, it was deposed and commissioned on the 9th of April 2025 in Cape Town by Mr. Brian Padiachi.
Confirm.
Okay. And just to give context, Mr. Cameron says at page 2820 that at paragraph 4, I, together with members of my committee, are primarily responsible for oversight to ensure effective law enforcement within SAPS. And then at 5, he says, as chairperson, I convened a portfolio committee meeting on Wednesday, 2025-04-02, online with members of the committee, senior managers from the Office of the Minister of Police and senior management of the SAPS, led by General Fani Masimola. And he sets out certain events in there, but then I want you to go to 2821, paragraph 8, he says some committee members were not satisfied with the SAP's management responses. However, in the absence of factual evidence, I intervened and closed the agenda point and moved to the next item on the agenda. Then at paragraph 10, which should actually be paragraph 9, importantly, he says, I suspect that the senior management of the SAPs, led by General Masimola, misled the portfolio committee in answer to several questions posed to them. To confirm exactly where the committee was misled, it will be prudent for the committee's recording of the meeting to be compared with the evidence available in the relevant crime intelligence files. So from what he seems to be saying in here is that General Masimola and whoever was in that committee meeting from SAPS had effectively misled, lied to the committee. And we know now from your notes on page 5 at file 11 that Advocate Johnson said you mustn't tell the National Commissioner about the investigation. Let him lie to the committee. He'll be caught in a lie. And Mr. Cameron was one of the committee members who was engaging with IDAC at the time and knew that there was an investigation at the time, correct?
Before you leave your note at page 5, did Advocate Johnson say why the National Commissioner should be left to lie? What was the plan, the idea behind let him go lie to Parliament and then what?
Like I said in statement 1, Commissioners, it looked and obviously became evident that there was a line of march, and that line of march was to get General Kumalo and General Masimola in an accused box. And so obviously, at some point there was talk about if he lies at portfolio committee, but this is well after. I think this is in February or March, and this was just between Padiachi and myself and Mr. Perumal, where if he lies, we can at least charge him for perjury.
He would have lied to a committee of parliament, which in itself is an offense.
So the plan was to set him up.
In essence, it was. That was the instructions. Don't tell him, let him go and lie.
So that he can be arrested and charged.
Then you say the last bullet point is all other aspects of the above investigation will be discussed during the presentation due to its sensitivity.
Correct. We had received instructions from Advocate Johnson that we are not to document everything that she considered sensitive. I do deal with it later, where we also get instructions not to email or WhatsApp, that sort of communication, anything written.
Okay.
The instruction not to document everything, does that mean that some of your discussions and decisions, as matters stand now, they are in your heads? There's no record at IDEC. What does that instruction mean?
Commissioner, I make very detailed notes. Very, very detailed notes of every meeting, and I have supplied them. I've also volunteered to provide the originals for ink age analysis to determine that I did take those notes at that time.
I understand you clearly did not follow instructions. You were not supposed to document. I'm asking a different question, and more an institutional question. That instruction, am I correct, means today that there are matters that were discussed, there are decisions that were taken and acted upon even that are not recorded anywhere. When I say they're in your heads, we would have to get another Ms. Ramsame to come and sit there and say, here's my recollection of that decision. But to the extent that the institution is obliged by law, if there is such an obligation by law, to keep records of discussions, of decisions, there is in fact, what you're telling us is there's matter that we will never find record of because of that kind of instructions and how you handled that.
Correct. Commissioner, it's also in an email from Advocate Johnson that we will deal with a bit later, where she emails a specific team, us, and the new team that's allocated to the matters as to how correspondence is supposed to be done.